What is up, Squash Force? Welcome back to a new episode. Okay, today we're going to be talking about how we get back to the tee, okay? The tee being one of the most important aspects of the squash. This is where hopefully we're spending the most time in the game. So it's really important that after every shot we play, we get back to the tee, right? So we're getting back to the tee after every single shot. So clearly that shows you the importance of getting back to the tee. Today, I want to discuss a few tips and little secrets with you guys that will help you get back to the tee. I want to discuss how to get back to the tee and why it's so important to get back to the tee. Now, before we get into this, I know I've been doing a lot of videos on movement and stuff because personally, I feel that movement is the most important aspect in squash. Movement is kind of what separates the really good players from the not so good players. The better you move, like everything else falls into place, because if you're faster, quicker, you have more time, you can think clearer, you can develop more skills, you can do things, but this is all unlocked by good movement. So yeah, let's get right into this video and yeah, let's learn how to get back to the tee smart, efficiently, and yeah, get better at moving. Let's do it. Bit of a different lighting today. We have a beautiful summer day in The Hague today, as you can see. All right, so firstly, when we're talking about the tee, we have different tee positions. I discussed this in my previous video. If you haven't done so, check it out. It's about the floating tee, meaning if you have the ball pinned in the back, it's okay to shift your tee position a bit more over to that side to increase pressure. But generally, if we speak about the tee, it's this line and this line meeting, forming a tee. Being the middle of the court, you want to be in the middle of the court so that you're closest to every ball around you, right? Pretty simple. Okay, so now the first tip that I want to give you guys here is you want to be quite planted and balanced in order to get back to the tee, okay? If I give you an example, one way is if I go to the back, if I'm playing a shot and I'm balanced, I can shift my momentum and come back to the tee without a problem. If I'm shifting my momentum into this corner, all my momentum in that direction, hitting the ball, now I have to pull all my momentum back and come to the tee. But whilst all this is happening, you're not balanced, you're throwing yourself around, your opponent's already played the next shot and you're just rushing around. So what we kind of want to make happen with the tips that I'm going to give you is we want to go, play the ball, step back to the tee as easy and efficient as possible. So what you guys may have seen there in that last movement example I gave you is that after playing my shot, I'm keeping my back leg planted. I'm keeping my back leg as close to the tee as possible so that when I'm getting back, I'm kind of already there. So let me give you an example. I'm kind of shuffling to the back. This will be my back leg. I'm lunging in. Now my back leg is the one I'm keeping planted. After I play my shot, I want to come back right onto this back leg because as you can see, now I'm back on the tee and it's been really efficient because it's just one step. I'm just going boom, step, come back onto this one, watch, and that, all right? So our first tip here is trying as much as possible to keep our back leg planted, all right? We don't want to be moving it forward. We don't want this to happen because that's an extra step. That's what I explained earlier. That's our momentum going forward in the wrong direction. We're going. This is very inconvenient, very uncomfortable. First tip, keep one leg as close to the tee as possible and come back onto it to make it very efficient. I'd say that's tip number one. Just stay as close to the tee as possible, come right back. Now, we're going to be talking about how we can shift our momentum using our body weight to come back to the tee. So yes, we can use our swing and our playing the shot, which we're going to hit the shot, we're going to play it anyways, we're going to swing anyways, so we might as well use that swing to our advantage to use the momentum to get back to the tee. So this is a really good part. This is what the professionals do extremely well. So they go into the corner. So when they swing, you're swinging with all that momentum going that way towards the tee. timing that to move with the shot. So basically, you have to play with this to kind of figure it out, using that momentum to go back to the tee, getting that swing going. Now, there's a few tips that are important here because it's not that simple. Firstly is how you move. So I've noticed, I don't even know why these guys have so much correlation, but I've noticed that if I'm moving parallelly with the ball, right, it's much easier for me to come back as well, right? I've noticed that if I'm going into the ball cross, which is not how you should be moving, it's much harder to get back to the tee and use your swing to your advantage. Around the mid-court section and towards the front, the stronger you are in your hips and your legs, it's going to help you a lot. The pro players, what you'll see if the ball is anywhere in this range, which for the pro players becomes a pretty big range, all they do is take one step and come right back, right? Say 1 foot is on the tee, the ball is landing high service box, it's one step back to the tee. They cover a huge amount of area by just taking one step and being able to come back, right? So that's, again, the more you can keep that back leg planted and go far out and come back, it's going to be a big advantage. Now we have the same going forward. If I'm going forward, drop shot, if I can come right back, I'm back in the tee, right? Which is impossible sometimes because sometimes you're in a rush. This is going to happen, that you need to pull that leg forward, you're going to place a bit more time. But again, if you can practice this in training, going bam, you're going to get better at doing it in a game, keeping that back leg close to the tee and coming back out. So going into the front movement, you want to feel like there's a rubber band attached to you. Say there's a rubber band attached to me and someone's holding me back, right? It's going to be tough going forward, but afterwards, all that resistance from the band is going to be pulling me back. Now you can actually use a rubber band to do this exercise. Many players, including pro players, do this. They have a band around them. They go in and feel that band launch them back, because that's how you unlock that efficient movement, using that force to go in and explode back out. So you can actually try to do this with a rubber band or just think about it consciously and give it a go. So we have some tips now on how we move away from the tee and get back to the tee. What are we doing on the tee? On the tee, we want to have our racket up. We want to be ready, okay? The more ready we are on the tee, the better we can focus on the rest, on getting that movement back. The better our movement back, and then again, the better our movement here. So if we're ready on the tee, which is very important, we don't want to be racket down, slouching, because then you're going to go to the ball, you still have to pick your racket up. There's no good change of momentum. We want to go, first thing, racket up, and then step in, get that momentum, come back, be ready, momentum, step back, be ready. This is exactly how I want you guys to practice this, all right? Keep going to the back corners, keep feeling that momentum. Every time you come back, ready on the tee, watching the ball, just like you would in a game, okay? Okay, for those of you still watching, thank you so much for tuning in and supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. I have a lot of fun making these videos and growing my channel, so I hope to do many more videos